Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi Aaron Boxt from Temple Kolemeth in Marietta, Georgia. This week I am coming to you from Philadelphia, where I am at the Central Conference of American Rabbis yearly convention. There has been so much going on this weekend. We've heard from many different religious leaders in our movement, as well as religious leaders from outside of the Reform movement, as well as outside of Judaism. We've honored David Saperstein and his long career with the RAC, as well as celebrated his next move, which is as going to be a U.S. ambassador. We heard from Robert Reich, a former government employee. He worked for many of the different presidents. He is currently now a professor at UC Berkeley. He's held a number of different positions. And I've had the opportunity to reacquaint with some of my colleagues that I haven't seen in a while. And more importantly, or most importantly, I think, I was able to attend some wonderful sessions with some rabbis and educators in the field, enabling me to learn a lot of stuff about some educational stuff that I can bring back to the congregation, some ways of becoming a more effective rabbi in the modern world, how to sort of re-energize and reinvigorate our community to continue to bring more people in our congregation. But really, this has just been a great opportunity to learn and study with some of the greatest minds of our movement, of the Jewish world, and to reinvigorate in my own self excitement and to get another reminder as to why I became a rabbi and why I love doing what I do. This week's Torah portion is Parashat Vayikra from the book of Leviticus. It's actually the first Parsha in the book of Leviticus, Leviticus 1:1 through 5:26. In this week's Torah portion, we hear of the different korbanot, the different animal offerings and the meal offerings. We learn of the Olah, the ascending offering, which goes to God. We learn of the 5 varieties of the Mincha, the afternoon meal offering. We learn of the Shlamim, the peace offering, the Chatot, the different sin offerings, and Asham, the guilt offering. And it's important to note that all of these different offerings apply to all of the Israelites, all of the children of Israel. Obviously, there were differing circumstances for each of the sin offerings and the guilt offerings and the peace offerings. And there were some of the sacrifices that the priests, only took part of, and there were rules as far as who ate what and when, and what was given to God, and there's been all these kinds of discussions as to why in the world God would need sacrifices. Is it he certainly does? God would need to eat, or maybe it's the incense, the smell. All kinds of things have been debated. But what's really interesting to me is, as I said a couple minutes ago, that this applies to the entire Israelite community. And one of the sessions I went to today actually talked about 4 different exiles and 4 different revolutions or spiritual revolutions in the Jewish world. One of them being, of course, when the temple was destroyed the second time, and we were exiled. The rabbis had to sort of recreate Judaism. And the Mincha afternoon offering became a spiritual Mincha afternoon service. So we went from sacrificing on the altar to sacrificing our own spiritualities in prayer, and the tefillah service really came on as a response to the fact that the temple didn't exist anymore and the Jews were now in exile outside of the land of Israel. The point is that our offerings, our sacrifices have changed as Judaism has changed, as Judaism has reformed, has adapted and changed into our current time. And as a Reform rabbi, it is important for me and for my community and all the Jewish communities to really understand that the more in the future we go, the further in the future that we go, Judaism will continue to change. We are in a time of modernity, of change. We are adapting. There's all kinds of civil rights, voting rights, rights for LGBT in the LGBT community, rights for the immigrants. There's all kinds of ways in which our community and our world is changing, and Judaism will continue to do so as well. This week we celebrate the B'nai Mitzvah of two of our young ones. It is a Havdalah Bar Mitzvah, a B'nai Mitzvah, excuse me. So therefore it is going to be in the evening on Saturday. It's Kayla Tates and Josh Friedman. They will be chanting from Parashat Tzav, the second Parashat in the book of Leviticus. They will also be leading our congregation in prayer and teaching us a little bit about their own experiences and what they've learned from their Torah portion. As usual, I recommend that you go to our website, www.kolemeth.net. Check out all that's going on in our congregation, all the wonderful things. And if you aren't able to make it to our services at 8 p.m. on Friday evenings, you can check on the live streaming section of our website and you can join us in prayer there. I welcome you into our congregation. I hope to get the chance to get to know you. Stop in for a conversation and we can just chat. Anyway, have a restful and wonderful Shabbat, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Shabbat Shalom.